8. Warning signs suggest Ducati's championship grip is slipping, and the alarm is coming from inside their own garage. On paper, the results still look strong, but from a devastating technical flaw to a rival surge that no one saw coming, each piece of evidence reveals a deeper crisis the standings alone will not tell you. It starts with the rider who knows best, and what Márquez said after Brazil. Number 1. Marc Márquez's public warning lands like a thunderclap in the Ducati garage. The reigning champion arrived with expectations of instant glory, and his words before the season were clear. "I have a title on my mind, and I know the bike has the speed to give me that chance." But after Brazil, the message changed. In the press zone, Márquez did not hide his frustration. He declared that something serious needs fixing on the Ducati, and that it is not obvious on paper. But underneath, we feel a lack of confidence at the line. The results still suggest a team in control, yet Márquez's tone is unmistakable. He is sounding the alarm that raw pace and podiums are masking a deeper flaw. For a rider who built his legacy on converting opportunity into domination, this warning signals that Ducati's problems run deeper than a single bad weekend. The stakes for the championship just escalated. In second place, the Brazil Grand Prix exposes just how thin Ducati's margin for error has become. The official finishing order hints at a decent weekend, points on the board, a podium for Di Giannantonio, and Márquez close behind. But the reality is far less flattering. MotoGP officials reduced the race distance from 31 laps to 23 after the circuit's asphalt began to crack under pressure. That decision alone sent shockwaves through the paddock, turning the event into a test of survival rather than speed. For Ducati, the real blow came when Francesco Bagnaia lost control at turn 12 on lap 19, crashing out on a surface that simply could not hold. The team's post-race statement confirmed Bagnaia escaped with a bruised knee and a mild concussion, but the damage to their title hopes was harder to measure. Ducati's own insiders called the shortened race and the crash unacceptable, proof that the podiums and points are masking deeper problems. The Brazil Grand Prix did not just dent Ducati's results, it shattered the illusion of control. Third on our list, the split between sprint victory and Grand Prix defeat brings Ducati's inconsistency into sharp focus. Márquez stormed to a flawless win in the 12-lap sprint, outmaneuvering Fabio Di Giannantonio in the final laps and putting Ducati's raw pace on full display. But when the lights went out for the main event, the script flipped. Di Giannantonio crossed the line in second, while Márquez found himself off the podium in fourth, beaten in a direct duel by a rider he had just bested the day before. The official classification sheets show a swing that cannot be explained by outright speed alone. For a champion who thrives on converting momentum, this result demands a deeper explanation. The question lingers: how does a sprint winner get outscored by his rival when it matters most? The answer points to a technical root still lurking beneath Ducati's surface-level success. Number 4. Ducati's start line technical flaw is no longer a background detail. It is the single issue unraveling their race day ambitions. For Marc Márquez, the difference between a sprint victory and a missed Grand Prix podium is measured in tenths of a second at the launch. In Brazil, high frame rate analysis tells the story. A 0.2 seconds reaction in the sprint translated to 3 places gained by the first corner. But in the main race, that reaction time ballooned to 0.32 seconds. The extra 12 kilograms of fuel for race distance, combined with a softer clutch map designed to preserve tire life, dulled the initial bite off the line. Márquez dropped from 3rd to 7th before the first lap was done, 3 positions lost before his race had even begun. Team telemetry lays out the consequences. The heavier fuel load increases inertia, demanding a longer clutch engagement and forcing engineers to program a more conservative launch, hoping to avoid early wheel spin. Instead, Márquez found himself boxed in, fighting traffic rather than dictating the pace. His own words after the race cut through the noise. The start is the single key issue. Lap by lap, data confirms it. By the time his tires hit their optimal window, he was already playing catch-up, posting the fastest lap of the day, but with no chance of recovering lost ground. The technical compromise between tire longevity and launch aggression has become Ducati's Achilles heel. No matter how fast the bike is over a lap, a poor start forces even the best rider into recovery mode. This is not just a minor setup quirk. It is a quantifiable weakness that turns championship pace into wasted potential, and if left unsolved, it could define Ducati's entire season. Number 5. The timing sheets from Brazil tell a story that is hard to ignore. Marc Márquez set the fastest lap of the Grand Prix, a blistering 1 minute 54.3 on lap 21, proof that outright speed was never the problem. Yet the final classification shows him in 4th, off the podium and outscored by rivals he had beaten in the sprint. The root cause traces back to the opening moments. A sluggish launch dropped Márquez from 3rd to 7th before the first lap was complete. From there, every overtake was a battle against traffic, burning precious laps and tire life just to claw back lost ground. By the time his Ducati hit its stride, the leaders were gone. The numbers are stark. A fastest lap, a charge through the field, but no trophy to show for it. In MotoGP, wasted pace is more than a statistic. It is a lost opportunity in the title race. Aprilia's 1-2 finish in Brazil signals a momentum shift that can no longer be ignored. For the second race in a row, Aprilia riders filled the top steps of the podium, with Marco Bezzecchi leading Jorge Martin across the line. This back-to-back triumph narrows the season tally. After 10 rounds, Aprilia stands at 5 wins to Ducati's 9, with sprint victories now 4-2 in Aprilia's favor. The Brazil result was more than a single weekend success. It marked Aprilia's 14th podium, shrinking what was once a comfortable Ducati margin. Team engineers credit radical aerodynamic upgrades and a reworked electronics package for the leap. But it is the visible confidence in the garage that tells the real story. As Aprilia transforms podiums into a sustained challenge, the pressure mounts on Ducati to fix their launch issues. The championship battle is no longer a 2-horse race. Aprilia is now shaping the narrative at the front. Number 7. The tension inside the Ducati camp has finally spilled into public view. A leaked video from the Brazilian Grand Prix weekend captures Claudio Domenicali, Ducati's CEO, pacing the garage and declaring, "We are furious. The race was cut at the last minute, and our bike went off because the surface simply gave up." The official press release tried to keep a positive tone, but social media posts from senior staff told a different story, calling the sudden race shortening and Bagnaya's crash unacceptable. Even as the team collected points, the mood behind closed doors was anything but satisfied. Frustration has reached a boiling point, with insiders warning that a podium cannot hide the cracks in Ducati's armor. As the championship heads to COTA, the pressure on management to fix these underlying problems is unmistakable. The stakes are clear. Without real answers, Ducati's control over the title fight may be slipping away. 8th place, the Circuit of the Americas stands as the ultimate test for Ducati's recovery, and for Marc Márquez, it is a stage built for kings. No other rider has dominated COTA like Márquez, who has claimed victory here 7 times and earned the nickname King of COTA for his ruthless consistency. The Texas circuit is defined by its signature, an uphill drag into Turn 1, where the grid launches into a blind hairpin with a 12-meter climb in just over 600 meters. In MotoGP, this opening sector punishes any hesitation. A flawless start can secure a clear track, but a single misstep at launch means getting trapped in a pack, losing precious seconds before the first lap is even done. For Ducati, the stakes could not be higher. The technical flaw that cost them in Brazil was hesitant launches, lost positions, and wasted pace, and it will face its harshest examination here. COTA's layout amplifies the importance of the start, demanding instant traction and aggression off the line. Márquez's mastery of this circuit leaves no margin for excuses. If the bike's launch control and clutch mapping are still holding him back, the numbers will expose it. But if Ducati can fix the flaw, harnessing Márquez's tactical genius on a track where he's nearly untouchable, the championship fight could swing back in their favor. As the paddock turns its eyes to Austin, the question is simple. Will Ducati's hidden weakness be solved? Or will Aprilia's momentum and Márquez's warning signal a changing of the guard at the top of MotoGP? Across every warning sign, one truth stands out. On paper, Ducati's speed masks a deeper vulnerability. Race starts that sabotage Ducati's advantage. Aprilia's momentum is not just hype, it is a real threat. The next showdown at Circuit of the Americas will expose whether Ducati's era of dominance is truly under siege.